It's a beautiful day here in Severna Park, Maryland. The remnants of the snow from the big snows are still stuck in the shadows. They'll probably be here for another month or so. But today is modification day to the rocket. Well, actually it's called the Runabout, but we decided to name it the rocket. You can see photographs of the before on our website at GoRocketGo.com. But what happened was our children, we have twins that are 3.5, they'll be almost 4, they'll be 4 about the summertime, and then a 2.5-year-old boy, it's a boy and girl twins, and then a 2.5-year-old boy. And the two elder children are just a little bit too old to keep sitting in the rocket all the time. They like to get out and run around and jump and everything. So what we did was, rather than get rid of the rocket, we repurposed it. And probably, I think all in all it was about 60 bucks, maybe a little bit more. But easy as heck to do. Let me show you what we did. Real simple. We took out the first 2 seats, 1, 2. This is going to be like the king seat. So this way, if one of them gets tired, they could sit back here. The premise is, somebody, meaning me, is going to have to carry tons and tons of stuff wherever we go. To the beach, to the park, to the gym, to anywhere we go. So why not turn this into a multi-purpose carriage device? Plus, the big thing now, the boys and girls, because they're so old, they'll just want to jump up on here. We'll take these bungees off, of course. Jump up and hold onto the handles and ride along. And plus, I think we're going to fit a mat to this somehow. So if anybody wants to lay down and fall asleep on here while we're out walking around, we may do that also. But what we did to create the mod was incredibly simple. I just got a bunch of stainless steel sheet decking screws right here, and I made them all nice and evenly spaced. And this, first off, this board is a high density polyethylene cutting board for cutting fish. I got it from Cabela's at Cabela's.com. It was $42 shipped, I think. 16 inches wide, which is, we have a 17-inch gap here or so. So 16 inches wide by 32 inches long, so it was the perfect dimension right out of the box. I'll skip right to the end here. This is where the access port is for the Surrey. It kind of worked out really cool. That's like a 1-inch hole, I think it was. I may have, well, it's right. I could have put it back a little bit further, but it worked out okay. Anyway, take a look at it real quick. I'll lift it up. And real simply put, we have a couple 1-inch, or you could use 3/4, doesn't matter, conduit holders, and these also have the stainless steel screw in, and we used 4x4s, which are actually 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, but this is just pressure treated 4x4, one piece, I think it was a 6-foot piece. We wound up using 5 feet of it. This is 32 inches, so we made this 30 inches. Bolted it down right here and right there. It's all self-explanatory. I think I made a couple measurements. This was about 11 inches in. You can figure it out by yourself. Big trick when you're working with high density polyethylene, give yourself a little tiny guide hole or starter hole. I did that for each one of these also. It takes a couple extra minutes to do your measurements, but it goes back to the measure twice, cut once kind of deal. And it just worked out the first time. It really came out good. I'm not done. I'm going to probably put a couple reflectors here on the end. But it's a little bit, it's nice and heavy, because if it were lighter, the back would tip over. But think about it. We can put all of our bags right here, chairs, whatever we have to. This thing becomes a huge carriage device, or carrying device. So, and don't forget, we still have our tent that goes over top of it. We made a little tarp that goes over top of it. So repurposed, and I can't wait for another couple, 2, 3 fun years out of it. Who knows, maybe when we get rid of the back seat, we'll just use it to carry stuff. But I think we'll always have somebody big enough to ride in there. And it still fits up on the back of the van. Incredibly well designed and easy to repurpose. I'm gonna have to see if the boss out there at Runabout wants to put any kind of repurposing kits out there. But again, set me back probably 40 bucks for the board, And then, well, 40 bucks for the rest of the hardware. So in around 100 bucks. It took probably about literally 45 minutes to piece it together. So we love it. It is the rocket, and talk to you later.